So ready to start? As mentioned before, our first speaker is the Professor Fiora Plas. She's the Vice Rector for International Education, and she's here to give us an overview of UniTo. Professor, very warm welcome. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you for sharing. I hope you hear me well. Is that
Yes,
correct?
perfect.
Okay, fantastic. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our opening, the online open days regarding the University of Torino. So, I would like to give you an overview of our university and our warm welcome if you decide to study with us. So, if you go on the next slide, basically, Torino, you already saw this actual picture in the previous video, and this is our home. This is the rectorate where our president is set and many of the administration offices are. And this is to welcome you in our a virtual welcome you in our university. This is where we are located. Torino, for those of you who are not very familiar, is located in the northwest part of Italy. As you can see from this map, and our university, if you go on the next slide, basically our university is okay, is quite as a long story. As you can see, it was founded in 1404, and actually here you have some of our famous students. I would say that the most famous student was Erasmus de Rotterdam, that was joining our university for as a theology and philosophy faculty in 1506. And of course, we had other very important, famous personalities, such as more than one. Here you see Rita Levi Montalcini as a Nobel Prize, but also Primo Levi, that is a very famous writer and intellectual from Italy. And Umberto Eco is another philosopher and novelist graduated in 1954. If we go a little bit further, I would like to give you some of the numbers of our community. So we are one of the biggest university in Italy. Actually, you can see some of the numbers in this slide. We have a total of about 81,000 students. So it's a huge community of students, 5,000 students from foreign nationalities, so international students, and we have about 3,000 exchange students, meaning 1,000 incoming and 2,000 outgoing. So it gives you an idea about the international environment at the university. Um, we have possibilities of giving scholarship, as you can see here, about 8,000 receiving scholarship. And we have also programs for student at risk and refugees. We have buddy projects, so we have this project of mentoring, peer mentoring with buddy students. So we have several activities to welcome our students, and you will also see from the welcome office later. So I don't go in detail about that. What do we offer? From the academic point of view, we are quite generalistic university, meaning that we offer most of the programs, but not engineer. That is not in our university, engineer architecture. We have for the rest, we offer more or less all the disciplines. We have 27 departments, and indeed we have 165 degree programs in different disciplines and 40 PhD programs. We also have programs not only in Italian, but we have 27 undergraduate and postgraduate degrees that are taught in English. So we have an opportunity of English offer programs. And our university, I guess, is the next slide. Yeah. So what about our campus? We are a huge university, and so we are not located in a unique campus in the city, but we are actually widespread all over Torino in the urban region with urban and regional campus. And these let's say, spread campus is formed by 6 schools and 120 premises that are located in different areas of the town. You will see it in a minute in the next slides. We have libraries, we have a botanical garden, and several museums that are attached to our university. In the next slide, you should see actually how our main buildings are located all around within the urban and extra-urban campus. So you see that we have the main city with several campuses, with several buildings that I will drive you in more details for each of them. And then we have some of them that are a little bit outside. So just to give you an overview of the campus, you can move to the next one. If we just to give you an overview, we have some of our campuses of buildings. Most of the students will be located in this campus that is called Luigi Einaudi campus, and it's actually the hosting the law, politics, and the social economic sciences. This is one of the most recent among our buildings of University of Torino, and it has become one of the symbol of the lively activity of our university. The next one is actually the core of the arts and humanities, and this is located an historical building located in the heart of our city. You can see behind there one of our symbol that is the Mole Antonelliana, and this is the area where also some of the central office, including the international office, is located. So humanities and arts. If we move to economics and management instead, this is a little bit located always in the city, in just not in the core center of the city. And this is an historical building again, or a 19th century building with a more modern part. And it hosts the management, economic, and social science and mathematical and statistical sciences. So we have a school of science of nature, which is one of the most widespread for the moment in different area. It is I mean it's made of several departments. So the School of Science has several location in the cities, and is comprehensive of chemistry, biology, mathematics, physics, and informatics. So it's quite huge and quite widespread. And pharmacy, sorry. We have then a real, quite similar to what a campus is, that is the agriculture and veterinary medicine. This is located a little bit outside of Torino in Grugliasco. It has a large and independent campus that is completely devoted to agricultural science and veterinary medicine, with also the 24-hour hospital for veterinary clinics. We have then the School of Medicine. School of Medicine, University of Torino has two School of Medicines, which are located one in the city, in Torino, and the second one a little bit outside, quite close to Grugliasco, the veterinary and agricultural faculty, and it's located in a huge hospital outside of Torino, and the other one instead, the first faculty is within Torino. So two School of Medicine, when one of the program is completely in English. One of the two is an English devoted program completely of medicine. Um, Last but not least, if you decide to join our university, you will not only join one university, you will join a community and actually an alliance. University of Torino is coordinating and is part of a European alliance. European alliance is an ensemble of different universities, several universities. You can see these are our numbers. So we have at the moment we have 10 universities that are plus 2, so total 12 university located in this ideal line that is a mountain line, trans-regional, in between starting from Portugal and reaching Ukraine. And this means we are a community of university, and what we aim to is building the university of the future, where students will not only enroll in UniTo, but will enroll in our community. So we have programs allowing the students to move from one of our partner that is that you can describe. So basically, our community is now not only 81,000 students, but is composed of 250,000 students, 25,000 staff, and 50 associated partners and international partners. This is to give you an idea of the opening and international positioning of our university. So Torino is a lively city and welcoming city. It's located near the mountain, near its cross border, so it's very close to France. It's located very close to the mountain and also close to the sea. And actually, it's still one of the most affordable city in Italy. It's quite lively, it's safe, affordable. So we really welcome you. Hope to see you in our university in Torino and in our lovely city. And of course, as I was telling you, studying in Torino at the University of Torino doesn't only mean to stay stuck in our environment, in our city, but it's a sort of bridge to Europe, as is said in this slide. We can give the opportunity of mobility. We have several programs of international mobility. I was telling you about our Universitas Monsium Alliance, or within the alliance, using, taking advantage of some of the Erasmus program, short or long term. So we can give you several opportunities, but we can also give you, of course, our two pillars are education. So we will give you a solid academic knowledge, and also we will embed you in a living research environment. And of course, this will help you to build your future and shaping your future, and allowing you to open up as a world citizen, so to be able to reach several opportunities all over the world. I think I'm done with this, so I really thank you very much for your attention and hope to welcome you in person in our university if you decide so. Thank you so much. We are ready to answer the questions.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor, for your presentation, and thanks so much for giving us this overview, which was very useful. And I can see that more students join, which is great. As the professor mentioned, we are here also to answer all the questions that you might have. You might notice at the moment the chat and the Q&A box are disabled, but you will be able soon to chat with our speakers and ask all the questions that you might have about the university and also about the services. Moving forward, we started the event mentioning that we would like to focus on how to apply and all the services, and that's why I'm leaving the floor to Silvia. She's part of the International Student Office, and she's going to give us an overview about the admission procedure. So we do know that you have a lot of questions about this, and hopefully this presentation will be able to sort any doubt. But in case you do have any doubt after, don't hesitate to write your question into the Q&A box. Silvia, I leave you the floor.
Thank you, Federica, and thank you everyone for joining us today. I hope you can see my presentation well.
Yes, all
you
good.
Can hear
Thank
me
you.
well? Okay,
yes, perfect.
Thank you. So I'm Silvia, I'm a staff member of the International Students Office of the university. And I wanted to start by giving you an idea on how to navigate the websites of the university. You will learn immediately that there are lots of websites that do not show the same information. So they are complementary websites. So maybe the one thing you're searching is not available on the website you are actually on. So for example, if we start from a simple question, what are the programs that we offer? So we heard that we have 165 programs, but which are them? I would suggest you start your research from the Apply at UniTo website, which is the first image. That's also the platform on which you will have to submit your application. And it is a platform completely dedicated to international students. So everything that is written in there is for international students only. On the website, you can search for the programs by entering keywords. So maybe you type finance and you find all the programs related to that keyword. A second option would be to start from the UniTo website. UniTo is the website of the entire community. So inside you can find information on anything. That could make you feel a bit lost because information are not specifically for you. So I put on the slide the clicks that you have to do to get to the page where you can find the degree programs list. On this website, you do not have to enter keywords, but you find directly the full list of programs in alphabetic order, and you can just search them depending if they are undergraduate degree programs or postgraduate degree programs. With both options, so if you start from Apply at UniTo or if you start from unito.it, when you see the program you're interested in and you click on it, then you are redirected to the website of the degree program. Because yes, each degree program has its own website, and that could be super useful if before you apply, you want to see how the program is structured. For example, what is the class schedule? Are its attendance compulsory? Is it not? Are classes in English, in Italian? All this detailed information you can find on the degree program website and probably nowhere else, because that's the most specific website for that kind of information. One last option, so as we were saying, today is the last webinar of a series of events of the Online Open Days. In the previous episodes, we presented each degree program taught in English, so only those taught in English languages. If you go to the website of the Open Day, which is the same website you used to register for today's events, you can find the registration of the presentation that were held during those events. So you can see the professor speaking about the program and giving you more details. So once you have decided which programs you want to apply for, you have to submit your application on this website, which is called Apply at UniTo, powered by Dream Apply. The cost of the submission of the application is 60 euros and allows you to choose a maximum of 2 programs. As you can see, here are the deadlines. Right now, applications for postgraduate degree programs are open, while application for undergraduate degree programs will open in February and close in April. All international students have to submit their application on Apply at UniTo, and by international students, we mean all students who hold a foreign degree. So it doesn't matter the nationality, you can also be Italian, but if you studied in a non-Italian school, then you're considered an international student. There are only a few exemptions from submitting your application on Apply at UniTo. The most useful for this event, I think, is the one written here. So if you are applying only for those programs written, so medicine and surgery in English, in Italian, dentistry, or veterinary medicine, you do not have to submit your application on Apply at UniTo. I want to spend 2 seconds on the program in medicine and surgery. Maybe you've heard that this year the admission procedure might change. There might not be an entrance test anymore. The ministry is still thinking on it. Universities do not have any information yet. So all we can tell you as of today is that you do not have to submit a pre-application on Apply at UniTo. And as soon as we have the information on the admission test or no test, we will make them available on our website, and we will give you more information on how you can apply. Okay, when you submit your application, you're obviously requested to attach documentation. There is a page on the website unito.it that looks like this. I invite you to go check it. There is a general overview of the documentation. So what you can imagine, your final qualification with translation if needed, the list of courses and classes that you passed with the score. But there is also this very important part of the page, which is a PDF file of the documents specific for each country. There are not all the countries in the world, just the countries from which we received the highest number of applications. But still, I invite you to go check anyway and see the specific documents for your country. And in case you have doubts on what's required based on your country of origin, you can always write us an email. Besides the basic academic documentation, you have to keep in mind that also some degree programs ask for additional requirements. This is a screenshot of an Apply at UniTo page. You have to search for your program and then carefully read the entire page, especially the entry qualification section and the language requirements. If a certificate of English or Italian language is requested, it is clearly stated here. You can see, for example, here the list of certificates that are accepted. If it's not written in there, then it's not required. And also you can see another kind of a requirement is an high final score, or it could be a number of credits in certain classes, subjects, it depends. One piece of advice, if you see that you do not have requirements for that program, do not submit your application for that program, because it will be rejected and you're just wasting your chance for that program, because you will not have the possibility to replace it with another one. What happens once you submit your application? Maybe some of you already have submitted it. So for undergraduate degree programs, there is only one evaluation, which is made by the International Students Office, of which I'm part of. And we try to give you a feedback, whether positive or negative, within 90 days. The same period of time applies for postgraduate degree programs, but the process could take a bit longer because beside the evaluation made by the office, there is also going to be an evaluation made by the teaching commission that could eventually invite you for an admission interview, or in some cases, an admission test. But again, we try to give you a feedback, positive or negative, within 90 days. Just a little reminder for non-EU students who are residing outside of Italy and need a visa to enter the country, you will also have to submit your application on the University website, which is the platform that's been used for a few years now to collect visa requests from the university and from the embassies. We cannot tell you yet the deadlines to submit this application because they're not published yet, and they will be published by the Ministry of University maybe around March. This is the date we expect. Okay, by searching on the different websites, you will encounter this terminology. So free access courses or courses with or without restricted number of places. I just wanted to clarify a little bit what that means. So we have courses or programs with a restricted number of places. This means that there is only a limited number of students that can be admitted, and who gets in and who stays out, it's based on a ranking list created on the score that you obtain on the entrance test. Courses with free admission means that there is not a ranking list, there is not a limited number of places. However, there is still a sort of test, which it goes under the name of TARM, and some cases TOLC, which is just test to check your entry preparation, let's say like that. You are admitted no matter the score that you obtain, and there is not going to be a ranking list. So it's just a test that you have to do, but will not jeopardize your enrollment, no matter the score. This being said, for non-EU students residing abroad and requiring a visa, there is still a limited number of places for every program, no matter if it's with or without restricted number of places. But 90% of the cases is not an element that should worry you, because the number of places for non-EU students is usually higher than the requests that we receive. You can see here in the box. So everything that I'm telling you is updated as of today, but maybe there will be some changes. So we invite you to keep checking those pages for more information that will be updated maybe at the beginning of spring. I'm also coming to the end of my presentation. So just one new initiative we wanted to introduce you. From this year, the university is gonna award 38 scholarships to the most talented students who submit their application. So this is a scholarship based only on merit and not on the financial situation of the student. It is open to non-EU students requiring a visa and also to European students, with the exception of Italians. Italians are excluded from this scholarship. And they will be awarded for students applying for the postgraduate programs of our university in English language. So only those taught in English. I think the slides will be shared with you, so you will be able to click on this link and get redirected to the admission notice, and you can read all the requirements. And maybe one last detail. So the selection will take into consideration everyone who applies for this program. So to be able to evaluate all application, you can start applying now, but the final ranking list will be published at the end of the evaluation period. That means around May. So if you have some questions, you can start, I think, from a few minutes from now to write them in the Q&A box. And then we will also see you again at the end of the presentations to answer them live. Okay, thank you for listening.
Perfect. So thank you so much, Sylvia. As mentioned, you should now be able to type all the questions that you might have into the Q&A box. So feel free to drop them. As you can see, the team is very much approachable. So drop your question. Only thing to make sure that we'll be able to answer in the best way possible. Don't forget to type your country of origin and program of interest. This will definitely help the team to answer them in the best way. So great, we're moving on with our agenda for today, and it's now time to talk about accommodation, scholarship, and services. Something has been touched upon by Sylvia, mentioning some new scholarships award, but I now wanted to leave the floor to Gabriele, and is part of the EDISU, and is gonna tell us more about scholarships and accommodation. We're going to start by sharing with you a video contribution, and then later I will leave the floor to Gabriele, who is going to also give us some extra details about this. So let me just share my screen, and we'll resume back live for the part of the presentation.
Hello everyone, welcome to EDISU Piemonte. We are a government institution that deal with scholarship, accommodation service, restaurant service and other facilities for students enrolled in Piemonte's universities. Our scholarship is a grant, an amount of money that's assigned by competition. Concerning our accommodation service, we have about 2,000 places all over Regione Piemonte. Normally, foreign students must submit some consular documents related to their family composition, income and properties. And all the instruction about this documentation is specified in our notice of competition, which is published every summer, normally between June and July. So we invite you to check our notice of competition if you want to apply for our benefits the next summer in our website edisu.piemonte.it. Students are ranked according to their economic status and their merit requirements. Concerning the first year students, they are ranked only based upon the economic requirements. As far as successive year students are concerned, we rank them mainly according to the merit requirements. We also provide a restaurant service with a discount. Students can apply for scholarship and accommodation. In this case, they have also the restaurant service included. Otherwise, if they cannot apply for the scholarship, they can always apply for the restaurant service and they will receive a discount according to their economic situation. A part of scholarship, accommodation and restaurant service, we have also other services like room studies, sports services. You can find all the related information in our website edisu.piemonte.it. This is our office, student office, and we are available for any question. We are open almost every day. You can find our working time in our website as well. We are available for any doubts or information, and we also have a ticketing system. So if you're not in Italy or you cannot come, you can write us by this ticketing system and we will answer you as soon as possible. We are looking forward to seeing you here in Piemonte, and we hope you enjoy your staying here.
Perfect. So, Gabriele, thank you so much for this introduction. And I will leave the floor if you want to make any addition to what has already been said.
Thank you, Federica. Hi and welcome, everyone. My name is Gabriele. I'm working for Edisu. That's the regional institution which provide economic support and other facilities to students that studies in Piemonte universities. Mainly our benefits who are required, the most wanted ones are the scholarship, which is an amount of money provided every year on yearly basis, and the accommodation service. Now we've just finished the application of the year 2024-25. The next week the new ranking list will be published, and I guess here you are more interested in the next academic year, the 2025 and 26. So the rules probably will be changed, not much, but there will be some change because every year rules might change. So the new notice of competition will be published in summer, around June, July. If you want, you can get in touch with us with our ticketing system. Now, as soon as I finish my presentation, I will drop the link to the Edisu website and the Edisu ticketing system to Federica that we share with all of you. Basically, in order to apply for our scholarship, you're required to apply online in our website. You have to register and apply. You have to collect some documents. and economics document related to your family composition, incomes, and assets that shows your economic situation, because our scholarship is part of the welfare Italian system. So it's something assigned by competition, but it's also part of what is the Italian welfare system. So it's reserved only according to the economic situation, is an economic help for students without economic possibilities, higher economic possibilities. That's why you need to provide documents showing your disadvantaged situation, and we will check these documents and provide the scholarship accordingly. You will see the results in the ranking list, like the one that is going to be published next week for the current academic year. Now we have also accommodation service. You can apply for the scholarship only, or if you want both for the scholarship and the accommodation. In that case, your scholarship will be a little bit lower because the expenses of the rent is not going to be covered, but you will be hosted for free in our accommodations. We also have other services like the canteen service, which is not free, it's by payment, but there is a huge discount actually. And also libraries, other services like sport facilities, and other kind of small benefits during the year, which you can find also in our website. I guess I said everything. I have to be like, I have to provide general info because unfortunately we don't have a perfect idea now how it's going to be the next academic year. So I just dropped the link of the website and the ticketing. That's very important. Please get in touch with us with the ticketing system, because it's the only way you can get in touch with my colleagues, with our operators. And also I beg you to refer only to our website and our operators, because many students in the past, they just asked around to other students, and then they had like wrong information about the deadlines, about the document requirements, and they lost the scholarship. So it's very important, I guess, also for the application of the university to get the information from the official sources. I think I said everything. I will drop the link. I'm here to answer your questions, and I give the floor back to Federica. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gabriele. Thank you so much for the presentation. So definitely we're going to share with you the website link, but also the ticketing service. So as you can see, the team here is very much approachable. So as Gabriele mentioned, do refer to the official channel to communicate with the university. So at the very beginning, we started the agenda also mentioning the International Welcome Office, and it is the office that you're going to get to meet once you arrive at the university. They mainly deal with tax code, residence permit, housing, and budget projects, something that the professor has mentioned during her presentation. It's now my pleasure to leave the floor to Veronica. It's going to give us an overview of the service, and also she's going to be available, her and the team, if you have any question. Veronica, I leave you the floor.
Here I am.
Perfect.
I hope everything is fine with my presentation.
All good, perfect.
So this is Veronica speaking from the International Welcome Office. As Federica was telling you, today I'm going to give you a general overview of what we do and how we can guide and support you, especially during the first period here in Italy. So we are going to talk about tax code, residence permit, our brand new housing support service, and I'm going to tell you something about the project too. So let's start with the tax code. As some of you may already know, the tax code is a code made up of 16 letters and numbers. It's based on your personal data, and it is important not only from an administrative point of view, because it allows the public administration to identify you in an unequivocal way, but it's also very useful for a variety of things. For example, if you want to sign a rental agreement, if you want to open a bank account, or simply if you want to buy a public transportation pass or an Italian SIM card. So you have three options if you want to get it. When you are still in your country, you can try to apply for it at the Italian diplomatic authorities, so at the Italian embassy or consulate. When you arrive here in Italy, you can contact us, you can contact our office, so you just need to send us an email, and this is our email address, international.welcome@unito.it. You tell us that you are an international student and that you need a tax code. As an alternative, you can go directly to the Agenzia delle Entrate, the revenue agency headquarters here in Torino, because please bear in mind that we do not generate the tax codes ourselves, the revenue agency does. So we just forward your applications to them, and the entire process takes approximately a couple of days, a few days. So after you send us an email, you will receive this form. You can see it in the right part of the slide. Along with it, you will receive the instruction, the relevant instruction on about how you have to fill it and sign it. And together with the form, we will ask you to send us your documents, your passport and your visa if required to enter Italy. They both have to be in PDF. And what we will get at the end of the process is something that looks like this. So this is your tax code. You can see it on the top of the paper. It's actually a PDF file. So the revenue agency doesn't issue a physical card, but nevertheless, it is a valid document, and it never expires. So once you obtain it, it's valid for the rest of your life. You don't have to apply for it again, even if you decide to come back to Italy later on, or if you decide to stay longer. So moving on to the next point, I'd like to tell you something about the residence permit. So the residence permit, it's necessary if you enter Italy with a visa and if you are staying more than 90 days. If you want to check whether you need a visa or not, I recommend you visiting this site. This is the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs official website. All you have to do is selecting your nationality, your country of residence, the length of your stay, and the reason why you are traveling, and the system will tell you automatically whether you need a visa or not. If you do, this is going to be the first step of your path to get the residence permit. We have tried to illustrate the entire process through this timeline. I know that it might seem complicated and articulate, but as I was telling you at the beginning of my presentation, we are here to guide and support you. So, if you need the visa, you can apply through the University platform. And what you will get is something that looks like this. So a visa that it's something that will be glued on your passport, as a matter of fact. And when you enter the Schengen area, you will the border police will put an entry stamp that look like that in the red circle. And what you have to do actually is prepare a series of documents within 8 working days after your arrival in Italy. You have 3 options in this case. If you need support for the preparation of the documents, again, you can ask our support, so you can write us an email. Or you can also go in a post office with a sportello amico, which is a support desk basically, or you can go in a patronage. They are called patronato in Italy. One of the documents that you have to send together with your residence permit application is the health insurance. You have 2 options in this case. You can choose between the public covering supplied by our National Health Service And you can also buy a private insurance from insurance companies. The most important thing is that it covers all the criteria that you can see listed here, and it's possible also to get it outside Italy, as long as it's written in Italian, English, French, Spanish, and the holder's name is written in Latin characters. Here you can see our official page where you can find more information and more details about the residence permit and all you need to do to get one. So moving on to our brand new housing support service. This is again our official page. You can see there is a small section about university residencies and also a section dedicated to Cerco Alloggio service. Cerco Alloggio service is an orientation and support service offered to international students who are looking for an accommodation on the private market. So they basically have a database of selected accommodations, and they will help you in dealings with the landlords from a linguistic and a legal point of view. You can get in touch with them in these ways. So you can fill out an application form, you can contact them via phone, on WhatsApp, via social media, or you can book an appointment and come to our office directly when you are in Italy. The consultation is free, and you will pay a fee only if you finalize an accommodation booking. It is also possible to visit their website, and this option is particularly interesting because there is also the possibility to make a virtual tour of a room or of a flat you might be interested in, so while you are still in your country. Last but not least, I'd like to tell you something about the Buddy project. So a buddy is basically a student like you, someone who studies at the University of Torino, who will assist international students in adapting their new academic environment. So it's someone who is approximately your age and who has recently experienced your same doubts. So you can ask them anything about the Italian language and culture, about the service offered by the universities, by our university. You can receive information about the healthcare and the housing service, and you can also fulfill the administrative procedures together with them. Generally speaking, your buddy will contact you just before you come to Italy, but if you want, you can get in touch with them, with your local buddy, and you can find here in this slide all their contact details. And I think that that's it. This is our contacts. These are our contacts. Thank you for all your attention.
Many thanks, Veronica, for the presentation and actually for all the speakers for their presentation. So as mentioned, we're now ready to answer your question. We're receiving a lot of questions, and the team is doing their best to also answering via chat, but we can select some and answer them together. Veronica, you were mentioning about tax code. So one of the questions that the students were asking is if tax code generating during the enrollment process is actually the official one, or if the students might have to wait for a different one.
Actually, it isn't, because the one generated during that process is automatically assigned. So if students want to get the official one, they have to get it whether from the consulate or the embassy when they are still in their country, or when they arrive here, they can apply for it at the revenue agency, also through our office. So they need to ask for the official one.
Perfect. Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Silvia, one of the questions that we received is regarding language certificate, especially for English. So they're asking if it's necessary to have an official English language certificate.
Okay, so as I was saying before in the presentation, it depends. It depends on the program mainly. So a lot of postgraduate degree programs in English language require an English certificate, but not all of them. So you should go on the Apply at UniTo platform, check for your program, and then scroll down and read the the language requirements section and see there if there is a language certificate requested. It could also count for Italian programs if you are taking them into consideration. Maybe you have the requirement to have an Italian language certificate.
Perfect, thank you so much. Gabriele, they're asking about scholarship. We know is a hot topic, lots of questions about that. So they're asking what are the criteria for awarding the scholarships? If you can mention some and what they need to pay attention to.
Yes, the criteria for the first year students are based upon the economic levels. So they have to provide the economic documents, which have to be translated, legalized in their countries, and according to their economic situation. Basically, the documents are documents that show the family composition and the income, the lack of income, the assets, the lack of assets of every member of the family. So we need all this information in the notice of competition. There is a list of the detailed information that we want to be provided in the documents. According to that, we calculate your economic level. That's called ISEE, ISE in Italian. So far, we calculated on our own. 2 years ago, it was calculated by the students themselves. They had to go to the CAF, centers that normally make it for the Italian people. But for the last 2 years, we made it on our own. We calculated these on our own. I don't know if in the next year it is going to be the same. Probably yes, but please check on our website and the notice of competition. In any case, based upon these documents, we calculate your ISE value, and we rank the students according to these economic levels. As I told before, EDISU scholarship is a welfare. It's part of the welfare system. So that's why we rank the students like that. Also, then start from the second year, students have to meet the economic threshold. I mean, if your economic level is over those thresholds, you cannot apply. I guess in the video it was shown, it was about 20,000 euro of ISE. That's not the income. It's another thing. We make some calculation. Also in our website, there's written how to calculate your ISE. If you want to try, there is the link. But from the second year, if you don't to go over the economic threshold, you can still apply, but you're ranked according to your score in the universities, to the merit.
Perfect, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Silvia, we have a specific question regarding declaration of value. Is it needed in order to put an application through?
Thank you. So no, the declaration of value is not a requirement to apply in general, but it can be requested in some specific cases in case the student does not provide a complete documentation. So maybe the previous study career that the student has carried out is not clear. So maybe in that case, we can ask for this additional document, but unless specifically asked, it's not requested. What it is requested, not for the application, but once you arrive and you want to complete the enrollment, is the legalization, which is a way to prove that your documents are authentic. So in some countries we have legalization, in some other we have the apostille, but the purpose of the document is the same. So you have to make sure to have that once before arriving in Italy.
Many thanks. Questions regarding the resident permit. So somebody's asking, when do I have to apply? So Veronica, if you can give us some overview about the window, best time to apply, any tips?
Yes, once you arrive in Italy, you have to apply within 8 working days. So please do not consider Sundays and other festivities, just working days. Okay.
Perfect. Somebody was also asking if the event is recorded. The answer is yes. So in case you miss some details, because we know that sometimes, trying to follow online might not be as easy. Everything is recorded, and we're going to share it with you over the next few days, so you can actually rewatch it. Questions regarding the fee of 60 euros. So somebody, Sylvia, is asking if they can be exempted and in which cases.
Unfortunately, there are not exemptions for the application fee, so the 60 euros are compulsory for everyone. There are then exemptions or reductions to the tuition fees once you enroll in the universities. So maybe you can count more on that reduction, but the first 60 euros to apply and to submit the application cannot be reducted.
Perfect, thanks. Gabriele, regarding the EDISU scholarship, so can it be used for financial guarantee for the visa?
No, unfortunately,
Okay.
it's not possible. Also because it's assigned by competition, and it's assigned according to the funding the Regione Piemonte has. So far, we in the last 10 years, I think we covered all the eligible applicants. I hope it's going to be like that also in the next years. But in any case, it's not something assigned for granted, for sure. So we cannot use it as a visa grant. Some students wrote us about sending them some documents, proof that they apply for the scholarship to show to the Italian embassy to get the visa, but it's not possible. We don't have such document, and they're not going to accept it.
Perfect. Since you're here, I might want just to take the opportunity, because I've seen a couple of questions regarding accommodation. So what are the opportunity to actually grant an accommodation by EDISU, and if there is any sort of financial aid to put towards the accommodation?
Yes, students can apply for our accommodation. That's for free. And if they win, they just are assigned to a room. For the first years is normally double room. We have also some single rooms. They are also assigned according to the merits, like that. And they are for free, as I said. The dormitories are new. They are very good. There is the Wi-Fi, all the facilities. They are spread around the city. If the students don't want to apply for our accommodation, or they apply and then they don't get it because we don't have enough places, they can show us their rental agreement, the contract, the house contract, and so we give them a higher amount of scholarship. That this year is around 8,000 euro per year. That's the maximum amount we give for students coming from outside Torino, both Italian coming from other cities and international students living abroad. And if they show the house contract, a lease, we will pay them a higher amount of scholarship.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Very clear. I wanted to take advantage, as I can see the professor is still connected. So somebody just mentioned that was interested into the UniTo Alliance. We mentioned during the presentation, but they had a specific question if it's possible to build the path in different country. And if so, how does it work? So, for example, if somebody starts in one university, if they can move to another one, and how does it work for the students?
Thank you very much for the question. Actually, we have several programs. So at the moment we have joint degrees, so double degrees. So as an example, we just signed double degrees with Romania. We have many with Spain. So we have two partners in Spain. One is Zaragoza and the other one is Pamplona. and in Romania. And we have double degrees, meaning that the students enrolling at the University of Torino will be able to spend at least 6 months, but even more, like 1 year in the other university, and at the end they will gain a double degree. So meaning they will have a joint degree between Italy, like University of Torino, and the University of our partner in the Alliance. This is also true for France. We have 2 partners in France and in Portugal. So we have several possibilities in different disciplines. Of course, the dream we are looking forward is a European joint degree within the alliance. So a European degree that is valid, a joint degree granted from all the alliance. We are not there yet, so I'm not sure that the students will be able to join, but we have joint degrees, so they can move. And taking account that students can also move in the mobility. So of course, they can spend 1 year for each cycle. So depending which cycle are they in, but 1 year abroad with Erasmus mobility that nowadays can also be done outside, in what we call partner countries, so outside of Europe. So with a period of mobility outside of Europe and within the Gemini partners that are the partners of the alliance outside of Europe.
This is great. So as you can see, Turing can really be your first step towards a really European, but also international academic career, but also further, which is great to hear. Thank you so much, Professor, for this. Going back into scholarship, we know that there is one of the questions the students tend to ask. Sylvia, one question is about if there are any sort of scholarship, and if you can give any other sort of overview regarding like payment, installments, and this sort of topic.
Of course. So beside the scholarship Gabriele was telling us about, so the one offered by the EDISO institution, the university itself offers scholarships. There are some initiatives dedicated to refugees or of students with migratory background. So I invite those students to go check the website dedicated to this kind of scholarships that could be very useful, of course. And then as I was presenting, there is this new scholarship called Talents for UniTo, which is a scholarship based on merit only. I saw in the chat someone was asking, what can I do with the money that I get from the scholarship? You can do wherever you want. So the scholarship is awarded to you in installments, so not all at once, but in semesters. To be awarded the scholarship, you get selected by the teaching commission based on your application and apply it to UniTo. But once you're awarded the scholarship, to keep it and keep receiving those money throughout the years, you have to keep a high average grade, which once you get acquainted with the Italian system, grades are scored out of 30. So the score required is 27 out of 30 for the 2 years length of the postgraduate degree. And then what you do with the money, if you want to pay rent or you pay for lunch, it's up to you. While talking about tuition fees, even if you are not awarded any scholarship, you can still request a reduction of the tuition fee. For Italia student, as Gabriele was saying, there is this document called ISEE. Well, for international students who do not have a family or do not have income, in Italy, the reduction is based on the gross domestic product of the country you are coming from, and it is a significant reduction. So maybe that's also something to go check on the website. There is the list of GDP and the countries, and you can see based on your country what's the amount you're supposed to pay.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much for this. Veronica, in your presentation, you mentioned Cerco Alloggio as one of the services. Is there a cost, and how much is this cost for the students?
So the consultation and the information service is absolutely free of charge. Only if you finalize a rental agreement, you have to pay a booking and a reservation, fee, which is cannot exceed 150 euros, apart from the for any deposits or other registration fees that landlords may require.
Perfect. Another question that I wanted to ask, I know we said it in the presentation, but since Silvia is here, if we can actually remind the students about deadline in general. So which deadline they need to keep in mind, and how early they need to move in order to submit all the documents on time.
Yes, so for postgraduate degree programs, you have to move now because the deadline, the last day on which you can submit your application is January, the last day of January, so January 30. Undergraduate degree program will open in February and close on the 30th of April. So if you have a question on the documents, maybe you can contact us before, and so you're prepared once the submission is open.
Perfect. Another question also for Gabriele. So you mentioned regarding the best way to get in contact is actually the website and the ticketing service. One thing I wanted to ask is, once they submit the ticket, is there like a usual time frame, or when you get back to student, when they can expect, let's say, an answer?
Yes, normally we reply very, very quick. At most 2 working days, when we are in the calm time, like from now December until June, July, we reply immediately. As soon as an operator reads your ticket, we reply only during the working time, so from the morning to the afternoon of from Monday and Friday. But as soon as the operators see the ticket, we reply. Concerning the rough time, that's from July until November, we can receive many tickets, and so many can take 1 or 2 days. A very kind thing from your side to do is not to open more than 1 ticket, because it's completely useless, because we just follow the tickets, reply to the tickets according to the order they arrive, and so it's not useful to open more than 1 ticket with the same question. Just hold on.
Perfect. Thank you so much. One final question with for Veronica. Remember that we talked about, but just to be clear for the students, so the International Welcome Office, it is an office that the student get to meet once they arrive in Torino, right? So
Yes.
it's just something that I wanted to clarify, because they might have this question earlier. So what is the right way to approach to the office?
Yes, of course, we offer support and guide for topics that involve your first period here in Italy. So when you are settling here. But of course, if you have doubt and if you need more information, you can contact us before you arrive here, and we will be ready to give you all information you need.
Perfect. We're coming towards the end of our live event, and I wanted to thank all the speakers and all of you for being connected and for all of your valuable questions. It was great to see lots of questions coming, and the team did a great job answering all of them behind the scene in the chat. I wanted to thank also the professor for being here and giving us an overview of the university. We shared with you the next deadline. Silvia already mentioned. We're going also to share after the event the link for the presentation, so you will be able to have a look in case you missed any details. It's very, very important to read those documents carefully, because they contain a lot of useful information to make sure that you don't miss anything in your application. I also wanted to send the link on our chat, which is the link of the online open days. In here, you basically can find all the recording of the online open days that took place a month ago. There will be linked to the presentations, so you can re-watch all the courses presentation, where they can highlight the key points of the different faculties and courses, and they can give you more detailed information about those. There is also a contact box, so in case you have questions that we might didn't have time, or you wanted to follow up via email, there is also a contact box that you can refer to. And over the next few days, we're going to share with you the recording of the event and the link to the presentation, so you can actually have access to them and hopefully have all of your questions sorted. So thank you so much. Thanks for the team for your presentation, for being available. And I really hope that was a useful event, and that this can actually be the beginning of your journey, hopefully at the University of Torino next year. But you're gonna hear from us, so you have all the relevant information in order to put your application through. So thank you so much. Thanks for our speakers. Thanks for you being connected. And I wish you a very great rest of your day. Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.